I am joined by 4 Producers Club members to give you the lowdown on visiting the Volcano Bay, Universal Orlando's water theme park. This is episode 519 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. It is me, Lee. I am hosting this episode on my own. I have given Chris, Tracy and Michelle the week off, but I have replaced them with more than ample replacement. So joining me to talk Volcano Bay, coming to us from 10 minutes from Universal Orlando as she passes it every day on the way to work, is Hope Brigham. Hey Hope.
Hey, so excited to be here.
I had to get that in there. And coming to us from Indianapolis in Indiana is Rachel Hoffmeyer.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome. And coming to us from Greenwood, Indiana, just 8 miles down the road from Rachel, which is very interesting, is Crystal King. Hey, Crystal.
Hello, everyone.
And finally, coming just up the road from Chris, apparently, Boca Raton, Florida, that is Kyle Plunkett.
Hey, everybody.
What a small world it truly is.
Sure is.
Guys, as I have mentioned on the show, and talked about it at home, we don't actually cover Volcano Bay very much on this podcast, which I feel quite sad about, because Tracy and I aren't particularly water park people. Michelle hasn't gone for a while. Chris is our Volcano Bay expert, and he hasn't been since it reopened after lockdown, to be fair, which is why I've invited you guys on, because you guys go quite often, apparently. Crystal, in this case, has literally just come back, which makes it perfect.
Last week, yes.
Nice. Just before we get into it, having just had a wander around, that park is absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it is. I was telling my kids when we were there, I said, you don't feel like you are right next to the highway here. You are literally by a highway and you don't really realize it.
Yeah, it's very immersive. I mean, I love going there just kind of for the scenery, you know, being able to look around. You almost feel like you're in Hawaii or something, you know?
I like to tell people I'd rather go to my fake beach with my fake volcano than go to a real beach.
Honestly, yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like I was so bad for years because I drove past it and I was like, I kind of just see the volcano and then I just see like stairs with slides. I don't know what it's really like inside. And when I went, I was just blown away at the detail and everything with all the plants and flowers. It's gorgeous.
It's one of those things, I know when Tracy and I visited, that you look at it as a size, like a plot of land, and it's quite small, but once you are in it, it feels huge. Mm-hmm. It really does. Once you get like past that initial walkway and it just opens up in front of you, it feels massive. And I cannot wait. Have any of you guys stayed in the Volcano Bay view room at Cabana Bay yet?
I have twice.
I have too.
I did. It was technically a standard, but the gentleman at the front desk was like, you're going to be able to see a little bit of Volcano Bay. And it was so fun to people watch.
I cannot wait.
No, it's really nice. And honestly, with the light package at nighttime, I'm surprised they haven't had a nighttime event or something, because the whole park lights up beautifully at night.
Yeah, I think there was rumors for a while that they were going to do some sort of light show on the volcano, but it just never happened, which is a shame. But yeah. Tracy and I have already got our plan. We're going to get up as early as we can on the morning after we check in and go to Bayline and get our breakfast and just sit in front of the windows and have our breakfast watching the sun come up. I cannot wait.
That'll be nice.
Yes. Right. So the first thing I want to kind of get into for anyone, because obviously we've got a lot of new listeners, and I think it's those defectors from down the road that are coming over because they've been disillusioned with the mouse, and I can't blame them for that. So obviously one of the things for anybody going to Volcano Bay is getting to the park from wherever it is you may be staying. And I'm sure we've all had different experiences. So if anyone wants to jump, has anyone gone to Volcano Bay not staying on site?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so Hope and Kyle, do you kind of want to run us through getting to the park from coming off property?
Yeah, pretty much when you go to the parking garage and you pay for your parking, let them know you're going to Volcano Bay, and it's a whole separate side. Instead of going to the left, you're going to go to the right, and you'll park, and then there's just a whole line of buses that you'll hop on right under the parking garage there.
Mm-hmm. I will honestly say, too, that when I first heard it was, oh, you have to park and then take a bus, I was like,
Mhm.
okay, what are we getting into? But they keep the buses lined up. So
Yeah.
honestly, it's a really quick, seamless experience.
That's
It's
good.
really not bad. Yeah, they do really well with it.
Yeah, I never had to wait or anything. You pretty much go through security and jump right on a bus. There's always about 4 waiting in my experience.
Yep.
Do you guys still have to pay for parking at the
Yeah.
City
Mhm.
Walk?
Yeah.
We do.
So you still pay regular parking, but if you're a pass holder, premier, or preferred, I think you get free parking still.
Yep.
So it's a separate parking area from where everyone going to the theme park.
Yeah.
Park.
So when you're going through, it's the garage on the right.
Okay.
And you'll be on the first floor usually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Rachel and Crystal, the 1%ers here who have tackled it from being on site. Where have we stayed
Yes.
and how easy was that?
Well, I stayed at the Portofino.
Oh, you are a
And-
1%. I wasn't wrong when I said that, was I?
It is a great hotel. You basically just get on a bus, and then it takes you over. I think the buses run every 15 minutes. And
From the
it
actual
takes
hotel?
From the hotel.
Okay.
And then from the Portofino, it will go over to the Hard Rock, stop and pick up the guests at the Hard Rock, and then it goes straight to Volcano Bay.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
hmm
I'm a Cabana Bay devotee, so it's a beautiful 4-minute commute because you just
Yes.
walk right there and you have your own private entrance with your own security, and they just it couldn't be easier. A lot of times, if I'm heading back to the hotel to hang out at the pool, I'll just walk the extra 5 minutes and hang out at Volcano Bay instead.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way we did it. We were staying at Royal Pacific and we ended up, because we wanted to go and have a look around Cabana Bay because we hadn't been before. So we, this is interesting for anyone who wants to do a different way. So we went through the moving, through City Walk, across the moving walkway to the security hub, down into the bus loop area, got a bus over to Cabana Bay, had a wander around Cabana Bay, and then jumped in through the same way you did, Rachel. That walk is gorgeous as well. That little tunnel under the highway is awesome, and then just that again, that reveal into the entrance of Volcano Bay is. It's just Universal know how to do a reveal. That's just that. You look at,
definitely.
I love that tunnel. I'm like, I can't believe you're going under the highway with the music and the anticipation building, and you can look up and it's just a skylight. Like you would never know you're going under
yeah,
the
The-
highway road.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The lights in that tunnel too are pretty cool. They're seashells.
I've never
I always
noticed
thought that was really neat.
It's just absolutely gorgeous. It really is. I want to go. It's not fair.
September.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we haven't got the tickets for it, and as I say, we're not really water
okay.
park people. We talked about this. They should do just an entrance ticket, you can't ride anything. Just go and have a wander
tour.
around. You should do. Yeah, even that.
Yeah.
I'm not a water park person either. I actually hate water slides,
Mhm.
but I really enjoy that place because you've got the lazy river, you've got the wave pool, the fearless river. You can just sit and relax. I let my kids just go off to the slides. They do what they want to do. Mom gets to go in the lazy river. So I think it can be enjoyable even if you don't really like slides and water parks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
definitely.
Yeah, that's about it, isn't it? Because once you get to that point, you've got your tickets, you go through the usual entrance into the park, and then let's talk about... So we've already got one reveal, the sort of that entrance with the Volcano Bay logo across the front. You go into that little rotunda-y thing into the park, and then that meandering little path, and as that opens up to just that reveal of the wave pool with the volcano is just... It is breathtaking.
Yeah.
It truly is.
it's pretty incredible.
gorgeous. Can you guys remember the first time you saw it? Because obviously it'd have been different for you, Hope, because you drove past it, you've seen that volcano.
But it's totally different. I feel like when you're walking at it just from eye level, walking up to it, it really has that grand reveal. And I think seeing it with the water and you can see the waterfall coming down, it's just gorgeous. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I can remember driving by when they were still building the volcano, just kind of waiting and getting so excited. When I finally went, I almost shed a tear. It was just so beautiful, and I was so happy to finally be there.
The first time I went kind of reluctantly because I'm not a water ride person. I've never ridden any of the water rides at the park.
Wow.
So I thought, well, if I don't like water rides, I don't think I'm going to enjoy a water park. And then you walk in and it's just breathtaking, and they do such a great job. And I think it's different since I'm not having to like walk around in wet clothes and you're in a swimsuit. It's a little different, and the water's, designed to be swimming. So I think it smells a little better.
Gotta love that Florida water smell.
Do you know what? I do love that Florida water smell because it makes me know I am there. That's the difference, I suppose. It reminds me, Pirates of the Caribbean. The smell of pirates, I know it's a sacrilege, I know, but the smell of the water in Pirates of the Caribbean is just... Crystal, you were there last week. Can you remember the first time you saw it? Like that big reveal.
Yeah, well, we went for the first time last summer in, what was that? The years just run together. What is it? 2021, June of 2021. Yeah. So that was actually right when kind of the pandemic was starting to come back, but it still wasn't as busy. And yeah, you walk in and you just kind of see that volcano in front of you. And I've seen pictures of it, but it was just, you talked about that tunnel as you go in, and then you see that volcano, and it's just like, wow, I'm in a different place. I'm not in Orlando anymore.
It's so strange. I know we talked about it when the parks were closed. I'm surprised that they opened Volcano Bay as soon after opening the theme parks as they did, because like when you're trying to socially distance, like you can't wear a mask, you're not going to socially distance. Like we genuinely, I think Chris and I talked about it on the podcast at the time, we genuinely expected it to be at least 6 months before they opened Volcano Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone go during that time, like that initial reopening period?
Oh, yeah. I went a handful of times, and that first week they opened up, it was kind of awesome because, I mean, there was maybe 100 people in the park.
Wow.
And you just walked on everything. You kind of felt like you owned the place, It was quite an experience, and I'm happy I was able to go.
That was the thing. You look back at that time, like the theme parks in general, it's like you're never going to see those theme parks like that ever again.
It was a ghost town. That first week they opened up, we stayed at Portofino because it was so incredibly cheap. I think it was like $200 a night.
Oh my
and we had fast passes, and at the park, I mean, it didn't even do anything because there was no one there. So it was kind of pointless. There's literally no one there, but yeah, it was a good time. I'm happy I was able to make it there.
As the host of this show, they were express passes, by the way, Kyle, not fast passes.
Oh, well, yeah, you got me. Harry Potter Land?
Yes, don't start. Hope you look like you were going to say something there.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, it really was crazy. I remember feeling like, this sounds weird, but I feel safer at the theme parks right now than like in my crowded grocery store where everyone's like hustle and bustle buying groceries. And like everybody was so spread out, it was easy to maneuver if you felt crowded.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Right, so once we are in the parks, we have to tackle the usual things. So lockers, lounges, and cabanas is what I want to talk about next, because there's quite a lot of options. Obviously, lockers. Let's talk about lockers first. How easy is that whole thing?
I will say, so the small lockers are the $10 lockers. So if you're just wanting to put your wallet, your phone, some of the more valuable things in, that's the $10 locker. And there's only in the locker area like one row of that, and it's towards the back. Okay. So you have to go all the way to the back. You can use your Tapu, or you put in a credit card, you purchase that, but you want to go there first if that's the locker you want, because they're going to sell out quickly because there's few of them.
Crystal coming in with the wisdom. I didn't even know about those.
I had my notebook out last week when I was there. I'm like, okay, I've got to talk about this. I've got to note this.
So here's a quick question for you then. Sorry, before we get in. So there's no free lockers. You have to pay for all the lockers at the park.
You do have to pay for all the lockers.
Okay.
Yes. And there's 3 different sizes: small, medium, and then a big locker. I think the big ones are maybe $20. So like 10, maybe like 16 and 20 maybe. But the smaller lockers are less abundant. And if you're just wanting to put your valuables in, and to be honest, I've never felt like my stuff was in jeopardy on my chair.
No.
Okay.
I don't think I would leave my phone or like my wallet out there, but we left towels, shoes, our bags out there on the chairs. I never felt like someone was going to like mess with my stuff or anything like that.
No, and we've never heard any instances of anybody complaining that they've had anything stolen from the park. So I suppose, yeah, it just depends on your sensibilities, really, doesn't it? If you're that type of person that would worry, then it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And you use your Tapu to undo your locker again, and you can link everybody that's with you on that.
That's cool.
So like my kids, they wanted their phones halfway during the day, and instead of finding me to go open the locker, I just linked their Tapu Tapu. They could go to the locker, open it up, get what they wanted, and then they can go.
Nice.
That's a good tip. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So how many banks of lockers are there around the parks? I'm assuming there's not just one, is there? Does anybody know
I
that?
think there's 3.
Yeah, I think 3.
All kind of spread out, I assume.
Yeah. There's some, as soon as you come in, you go to the right, there's a big locker restroom area. Go to the back of the park, behind the volcano. There's another one there. And then I think there's one, then you keep going around to the left.
Those ones at the back of the park are probably the best ones to hit up because people are immediately going to go to the ones at the front of the park, aren't they?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. The only down thing to that would be if you're wanting to be in front of the volcano, if that's where you're going to be setting, then you're in to get to your locker, you're going around the back. But you're right. There's less people back there.
Yeah.
I like to use the ones that if you go to the left as opposed to the right, because the ones to the right seem to be the most popular.
Yeah.
And if you go to the left, they're more likely to have the small lockers left over, and it's still pretty close to the beach, so you're not adding that much time for walking.
It's still amazing to me how much psychology plays into visiting a theme park. So the ones on the right, because most people are right-handed, you tend to go towards the right. It's so weird, isn't it, that if you keep your brain switched on, you know how to play the system at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say one thing kind of goes hand in hand with the lockers that I love about Volcano Bay is there's so much seating. Like there is seating everywhere, even though everyone kind of gravitates towards the volcano. I'm with you, Rachel. We normally go back to the left where those green and yellow big raft slides are. I'd have to look up the name. I'll probably butcher it, but there's so much seating back there, and you're right by the lockers. You're right by food and beverage. It's really nice.
Yeah, generally I try to go to the lockers all the way in the back because the ones on the right, those first ones you go to, I've had a handful of times where I'm trying to get in there and there's just like, it seems like 100 of people are in there trying to all get to their lockers at the same time. It can become quite a mess.
100 semi-naked people trying to get their stuff out of lockers. It's
pretty
not
much.
a good place
all
to
bumping
be.
into each other.
Yeah, no. It doesn't sound like the best place to be, does it?
No.
So you kind of mentioned it there, lounges. So there's the lounges, because there's 2 lots, isn't there? There's just the general lounges that are out and about, and then there's those sort of private ones where you get the lockbox and stuff. Has anyone had the sort of upchargy double shell? Okay, hands up. Hope.
Premium seating.
How are they? Is that what it's called? Premium seating?
Yeah, premium seating. Just saying.
How much are they, Hope, and what are they worth? Did you think they were worth?
I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was we got a pretty good deal because it was like a slower day. So I want to say it was maybe like $60 total, which is still expensive.
Yeah.
But we were kind of just our goal was just to have a day of relaxation. So the nice thing, if you're really wanting to just sit and be lazy, which I know sounds, again, ironic if you're at a water park, but maybe if you have an annual pass or something and are coming back, it's a good way to do it. But it's great because you have that server that comes right to your seat. So we were getting drinks, we were getting food. They had like this specialty flatbread that they only have there that we were like obsessed with. And now we're like, we want to spend all this money just to get this amazing flatbread again. It was so good.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's still expensive. We did it just to try it and say we did it. But if it's only 2 people and you want to focus on kind of that VIP experience of having a server come to you and get drinks and food, then it can be worth it.
I did call and price out premium seating for last week because I thought, well, I can experience it so I can talk about it. Last week, premium seating was $212.
Wow.
For a day.
Man.
And a cabana, I priced a cabana $878.
Wow.
Was that the 8-person one?
I told them I had 5 people in my party, and it was a high level one.
They're the big ones.
Yeah, that's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
It really fluctuates depending on how many people they think are going to be there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even so, I think because they do 2 lots done. I think there's an 8-person one. Isn't there a 16-person one?
Yeah, the double-decker one, yeah. You get the whole thing. But
Yeah.
the premium seating is almost worth it just for the private locker. You don't have to deal with
Yes.
all the people around the locker.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're saving $20 right there. So that's a pretty good deal. If you could get it for $60, I would definitely say do it.
Especially when it's not 200. That's a massive difference. That's crazy.
That's
It's a
wild.
big difference. I don't think I would
Wow.
pay $200 for that.
No,
but
not
if
when
it's
you
around 60, I think that's pretty fair.
You get a night in a hotel for that.
Oh, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Rachel, are you a lounger girl? Are you a premium seating, or are you just I'm just going to plunk my backside on the floor and this will do me?
Yeah, I usually do one day at Volcano Bay and just enjoy the whole day there, but do a lot of like, oh, there's a little bit of time in the schedule, so I'm gonna pop over. So if you're gonna just pop over, not so useful to have premium seating. But I was curious see, they charge you for towels if you don't bring your own. If you do the premium seating, does that include a towel? Because if so, that's like lowering the cost quite a bit.
I know the private cabanas have towels included. I don't know about the premium seating, though.
I don't remember.
Interesting.
I don't remember.
I'm trying to look things up here, but the Universal website is very forthcoming on a lot of information I'm finding at the moment.
Okay.
I do feel like I always get caught off guard. I go and I think the towel's going to be free because at Cabana Bay,
Yeah.
you can have a towel for free at the pool. And so I've walked 5 minutes and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to pay.
That seems to be the thing I always forget when I go to Volcano Bay is a towel. So then I'm getting on the bus soaking wet.
I'll add to that the hotels, they tell you to take the towel. They say, take your towel from your room. That's fine. They're okay with that.
Okay,
That's a good tip.
to know. Yeah, for definite. I'm just looking up because we haven't talked about it, how much a day ticket is to Volcano Bay. And they start at $80. And a child's only $5 less. I've always found that strange that the difference between an adult ticket and a child's ticket isn't generally that much.
No, not really.
But obviously that price is going to fluctuate depending on the day you're going as well, as anything in a theme park does. Just briefly before we get into the rest of it, do we feel $80 for a day at Volcano Bay is good value?
I think so. I think if you spend the whole day there, I mean, I have the 3-park pass, but yeah, I feel for a full day, I think $80 is pretty fair.
I think so too. I think because of the Tapu and not physically waiting in line all day, you can really make the most of your day.
Yeah.
I think too, if you break that price down per attraction, so if you're gonna ride almost every ride or slide or the lazy river, I mean, that's pretty. I mean, you're breaking it down to like, I don't know, is that like $5 per slide
Sounds
you go
right.
on? Seems
That's a good point.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's an interesting question then, because obviously, like the theme parks, if you go on a busy day, you might barely do anything. Is Volcano Bay, if you go on a busy day, is it like, do your expectations need to be lower because you're not going to get on much as they would be in the theme parks?
No.
Or even if it's
No.
rammed, are you still going to get to do a fair amount of stuff?
In my experience, you're going to wait for Krakatoa probably about 20 to 30 minutes, even with the Tap and Tapu once you get there. But every other ride is generally a walk-on practically, even on a pretty busy day.
Okay.
You might wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
Yeah. Taking advantage of the early park is also really helpful because we got there early park and we rode the Krakatoa water coaster 2 times in a row before the park opened. And that was just last week when it was super busy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were able, I think they did, not all the rides are open at early park, like like the Fearless River, the Lazy River, those aren't open at that time.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of goes towards the water coaster, but we were able to knock it out a couple of times. And even some of the other they're not roller coasters, water coasters, water slides.
Aqua coasters.
Yeah.
Aqua coaster. So yeah, the early park I think is a big asset to have to get everything done that you want to get done.
Do you get that at every hotel, or is that a specific perk for only certain hotels? Is that a Cabana Bay thing only, or is that? That's a good question.
I think it's every hotel.
All the hotels.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah, and annual passes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up just to make sure.
Has anybody stayed in a private cabana at Volcano Bay?
Not for those prices.
Not for $800.
Well,
I have friends who have.
Yeah.
I got lucky right when they reopened for the pandemic. It was after the pandemic. I mean, it was my buddy's birthday, and we were able to get it for $250, which was pretty fair between the four of us. You know, and I got to say, it was pretty amazing. Honestly, I would love to do it again, but I'm not paying $1,000.
I would have liked to have done that because I think having your own area that you can go to,
it was
having
really
your
cool.
own, like where you can store your stuff, I think that it would be nice. So if you were like in an off season, maybe when it didn't cost as much, and you had a couple of families that were together that could split the cost, I think it would be nice.
So I think I know the answer. Sorry, Hope, to cut you off. I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask. I'm assuming the price of that cabana does not include your entrance in.
No,
of course it doesn't.
No.
I knew it wouldn't, but I had
Yeah.
to ask. Because there might be people listening might ask that question and you go, no, it's a theme park. No, I had to ask. Hope.
Universal's cool, but they're not that cool.
No.
Kyle, I was going to ask, don't they have like an iPad in the cabana where you can literally do your tapu tapu right there?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that part was cool. So instead of kind of walking around trying to kill time while waiting to go on a ride, we were able to go on the iPad, pick a ride, pick our wait time. Then they have a little flag at the edge of like the railing that you put up, and a server will come to you. So we'll just order drinks and food while we're waiting for our ride. It comes with like 10 bottles of water, 10 towels, and then your private locker. And honestly, it was a great experience, but I don't know if it's worth $1,000.
Yeah. That's why Tracy wants to stay in one, just so she's like, I'm going to sit here and just have someone wait on me hand and foot for the entire time I'm there, and you lot can just off and do what you want.
It was awesome. And you get a fruit plate with like cookies and fruit that's included too. That was a cool little perk.
Nice. Who's the 1%er now, eh?
That's what I was going to say.
Even Michelle hasn't done that, I don't think. We've mentioned it a bit already, but the tapu tapu. So for those who haven't, Rachel, I'm going to throw it to you this time because you've been quite quiet lately. So tapu tapu, obviously it is the wearable thing on your wrist that you can book your attractions for and stuff like that. But do you want to, and then anyone jump in, of course. But yeah, how dealing with that tapu tapu is. It's a terrible name, by the way.
It's sort of like a thicker Apple Watch, and it lets you, so you go up to little totems and you scan it, and then it holds your place in the line. So like we were talking about the water coaster earlier, usually very popular. You know, you might see like 120-minute wait for that. And then instead of standing in line, you have it on your watch and it counts down every 5 minutes to tell you how your time's progressing. And one of the nice things is when it says ride now, you can go back and get in the actual line, but you don't have to right away. There's not like a hard set time when you have to go. But it also, you can store your credit card in it, which is really nice because then I just ditch my wallet in my locker for the rest of the day. And then you can use it so that when you buy lunch, you just scan it and it charges your card. And then I will say it comes with 2 snaps to secure it. And you definitely want to make sure every time I get on a water ride, I make sure both are locked on, because the very first time I went, I lost it in the fast moving river. And they'll replace it for you. It's no big deal, but you do lose your place in whatever line you were in. So like if you had been like 15 minutes away from the aqua coaster, you gotta start all over again. So I always make sure right before I go down the slide, I'm like, are both snapped? Okay, good to go.
But there is a rule, isn't there? You can only have one virtual line at a time. Is that right? Or is it you can have the aqua coaster and one other? They've changed it a few times, haven't they?
So it's one at a time, but if it's a ride now, so like for example, like the body plunge or like the serpentine slides are kind of intimidating, so they're usually a ride now. You can hop on a ride now while maintaining your place in the other line.
Okay. One of the interesting things, I think we've talked about it as well. You mentioned there, you can put your credit card on, which is great. You go and pay for your food and stuff. Obviously, as an annual pass holder, you cannot attach your annual pass onto it, or can you? No.
You cannot. You still have to have that annual pass on you to scan to get your discount.
Right.
Yeah.
But what we did is we put our cell phones in a waterproof case that you put around your neck. So then we just put it inside of that and then had the annual pass with us. And then I used my tapu tapu.
Okay. Hope in the same situation. What have you done?
Well, I was going to say I don't have one of those fancy phone things, but I want to travel with Crystal because she seems like the best, like detail oriented.
Yeah.
I love it, Crystal. You're amazing. But I was going to say, yeah, since they issue it to you every time, then you just use your annual pass to get in. But I know that if you link your credit card to your the Universal app, then it should recognize if you're annual pass holder. I believe. Am I wrong? Y'all correct me. I could be wrong.
Not sure about that one.
Whenever I've used my wallet in the app for the Universal, I still have to put in my annual pass information. So like, for example, going to buy something at like Voodoo Donuts or Leaky Cauldron, even though I'm using my wallet from the pass or from the Universal app, I still have to add in and scan my annual pass to get that discount.
Okay. You know what? That makes sense now that I think about it, because it's probably different point of sale systems that they use. So that makes sense. Disregard my previous comment.
It might make sense, but it doesn't make sense overall. This is where Universal is still so far behind Disney when it comes to a lot of little things like this.
And I will say that even though on my Universal app in my wallet, I have every pass of my family on there, it was only my Tapu Tapu that would work. Like my kids tried to use the Tapu Tapu to buy something and theirs did not work. Now, whether I could go to customer service to try to link them, maybe, but it was only mine that worked.
I think you would, as a mother, knowing Tracy, I think you would like that power and control over the rest of your family.
You can set spending limits on,
Even
on that.
better.
So,
Oh, that's
good to know.
That's interesting to know. That's nice. Something Disney doesn't have.
Yeah, so one thing I was actually going to ask leading off the back of that as well, and I think we've talked about it before. So again, that Tapu Tapu is supposed to make so you don't have to carry everything around with you. But we've already established that you need, if you want to get your annual pass holder discount, you have to have your annual pass your annual pass with you. But then also, as we're all adults here, we all like a beverage every now and again. If you want to buy an alcoholic drink, you still have to have photo ID with you as well. So it doesn't negate that.
do.
Yeah.
So it kind of like, it's cool that you can have these things attached to it. But if you want to fully experience the park, you still have to have these things carried around with you. What do you guys do as far as having that ID with you as a rule? Crystal's got a little cool little pouchy thing.
Apparently, I look really old, so no one has ever carded me there. But yeah,
they're supposed to, though, aren't they?
They are. Because I've been there so much to the bar. Maybe they recognize me now. I don't know.
We are going 1% now, aren't we?
Right. So maybe they just recognize me at this point. But I've never really. But in that instance, though, my husband has one of those card holders on his cell phone. So he just puts my ID in there, puts it into the waterproof case, just in case I need it.
Anyone else? Rachel?
Yeah, I usually just have a zipper pocket on my bathing suit that I'll just throw my debit and ID in. Because, you still got to have your ID to buy drinks, whether or not you have your card on your Tapu Tapu.
I will say, I've noticed that the bar towards the back, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's the one with the blue sails. Rachel's smiling. I think we're on the same page. I feel like it's always a shorter line. So I always either use the lockers back there, or we normally get our seating over by the entrance to the Fast River there. Just go grab it and go grab a drink. And it's so much shorter than the one at the front.
But again, if you had any issues with showing ID and stuff, what do you normally do with your ID? Or are you that?
Oh, no, I'm old school. I just have to go get it. You must get
carded as well, because you look quite young. I'm not going to ask a lady how young you are, but you make me feel old.
I feel like we should add that with the Tapu Tapu and your card being linked to it, you have to put in a PIN when you use the credit card feature. So that way, if you're like me and you lose your Tapu Tapu, you don't have to worry about somebody picking it up then scanning it and spending on your credit card, which is a nice feature. Because
I'm assuming as far as your Tapu Tapu, you pick that up when you enter the park and set that up before you actually go into the park. Is that right?
Yeah. I would really advise putting your credit card information in the Universal app before you get there, so that you don't slow down the process of having to deal with all of that when you're actually at the park and wanting to have fun.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Cool. Right. we're going to move on to the reason that most people will be there. Anyone want to jump in as far as favourites, ones you shouldn't miss? I mean, obviously the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster is the one thing that everyone should ride, because it's like, where else are you going to get to ride a what is a proper coaster, to be fair, in a water thing? Is it that good?
It's pretty incredible, honestly. That's like the number one thing I make sure I never miss when I go, even if I'm only going for an hour or two because I'm staying on site. I always make sure I get to do the aqua coaster at least once.
I don't like roller coasters, and I'll ride that one. So
Yeah.
it's not that scary. It was actually pretty intimidating to me at first, because I'm like, well, it goes down a hill and you're just sitting in a little raft. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Now, if you're in the front, you get splashed with water and you can't see. So
Yeah.
you might want to wear some goggles if you're on the front row. But
Different ride experience up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm usually in the back because I'm a little bigger than most of my friends. So they always put me in the back.
I mean, that's fair enough. So they can.
Yeah.
So otherwise, if you're in the front, then no one can see anything. No one, including yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like a solidly long ride too. Like it goes on
Yeah.
for a while. I feel like it's really worthwhile.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite ride at the park. I mean, most people's favorite ride at the park.
I think aqua coaster is a good term for it, because if you like roller coasters, you will really enjoy this ride. It's very different than going down a slide or being in a raft. It's a very unique experience. They use magnets to draw the what do you call that, a boat along.
Yeah.
And so
The vehicle, let's just call it that.
That's like a really interesting sensation too, to feel that movement, because you're not on a track.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, honestly. The first time I went on it, I was just kind of like trying to think, I'm like, how are they doing that? Because it really yanks you up the hill. Like, I was just kind of blown away.
Yeah, because I suppose it goes against everything you expect from a water ride at a water park.
When I got off, I was just asking the people who worked on that ride. I was like, how is it doing it? How is it doing it? And they're like, oh, it's magnets. I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Got to be like the people mover, those linear induction motors. I'm mentioning Disney far too much on this podcast, by the way.
I thought this was the unofficial Universal
It's
podcast.
supposed to be, but it just, I know. And I tell everyone else off for it. Crystal, I have to ask, as a person that doesn't ride coasters then, have you done the drop slides?
No,
I didn't think so.
but the rest of my family has, and they love them. My husband says that it's a little aggressive because and so yeah, he says that pretty much hurt his back. But no, my kids love the drop ones. And even my son, my oldest son, who does not like roller coasters either, there's these ones called Oh No and Oh Yeah. So they are body slides, but then at the end they have a drop down into a bigger pool.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah.
With like a free fall. He actually really enjoys them. And it's funny because the lifeguards at the top of the slide, they'll always ask, you do know how to swim, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they asked her, like, how many times do you have to jump in for people at this pool? They're like, 5 times. You know, it's like, because you drop into, I think it's like a 10-foot pool.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. It's
and then people think that they can handle it, but they can't.
Right, who's going to a water park who can't swim?
Oh, I think you'd be surprised. Yeah.
Am I allowed to say then you deserve what you get at that point?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that pool's very deep. I think everybody assumes you're going to drop in and then be able to kick off the bottom. No, you can. It's like at least 10 feet deep. I mean, but I think it's a 4-foot drop is Oh Yeah. And then Oh No is like a 6-foot drop into the pool. Mm-hmm. Those are definitely, you don't want to miss that.
Rachel, you a drop slide person?
I've done the trapdoor slides. I've done all of them once, and I think they're more scary than Velocicoaster.
I agree.
And they do a really good job of like when they like get you in the little tube, right? There's like this music that plays, and there's the drums, and it just makes your heart beat so fast. And then I didn't intend to ride the body plunge one, which is more intense than the serpentine slides, but I went up the wrong staircase and it's 200 steps up. So it was like either 200 steps down or just go through the plunge. And so I was like, whatever, I guess I'm just gonna go through with it. And it was great, but it was more heart stopping to me because like in Velocicoaster I feel very safe, right? Like there's very intense, people checking to make sure that the the bar's in the right place. And this is literally like there's a trap door and it opens and you free fall for what feels like an eternity. I think it's like 30 seconds, but it's a long time. So I've only done it once. I maybe will do it again someday, but that was enough for me to check it off the list and be like, that's the most terrifying thing I've ever done at a theme park.
I'm going to throw Michelle under the bus. She says she will never ever ride Rip Ride Rocket. And the thing that annoys me about that statement is she's never ridden it before. So she's going off other people's opinions. Rachel, you've ridden it. You know you don't like it. I'm never going on it again, but I've done it once. I can tick it off. And that's fine. That's fine. Like I'm going to mention another Disney ride, Mission Space. I did it once as someone who has incredible claustrophobia. I did it once, never again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the body plunge slide, it's terrifying. I think the worst part is all the water is splashing in your face, so you're getting waterboarded as you're going down.
Brilliant.
That was the worst part for me, is I couldn't breathe the whole way down.
I can imagine it's like, have any of you guys done Summit Plummet at Blizzard Beach?
Yeah, that one. I hate that one because you can't see over the edge. It just looks like you're going off like a cliff. You know what I mean?
Sinuses were a mess the next day because I think the entire pool went up my nose.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
Hold your breath, plug your nose.
Are you a buddy? Are you a drop slide person, or are you like a hell no?
No, I'm not. Let's just say that like Summit Plummet and I had a small wardrobe malfunction, and I think that's kind of scarred me for life. So I'm like, I will watch. I will go down to the pool where you can see them like zip through the clear tube. That's super fun to watch, but I will watch.
Yeah. So what other highlights as far as rides? We'll get onto the Lazy and the Fearless River because I want to talk about them a little bit more. But as far as other water slides, anyone got any favorites?
No. Those are definitely the drop slides where you drop 4 to 6 feet off of. That's definitely my favorite after Aqua Coaster. So that's like my number 2.
I'm going to mispronounce them. It's Maku and
Puihi.
Yeah, there you go. I think those are really cute because they're named Wet and Wild, in honor of the fact that the park used to be Wet and Wild.
That's cool.
And the one that's wet, you do get more wet on, and the one that's wild is a little bit more curvy. And that's a 6-person saucer ride, so you can have up to 6 people on it, and that one's my favorite. It's like just intense enough.
They're fun if you get other people in the raft with you, you can have an absolute blast. It's like going on Popeye and Blue Toes with it. If you get people who are just in for a good, you have an absolute blast. Come on, Crystal, you were just there, woman.
I don't ride the water
Any of them.
I mean, I've been on a couple of like the family ones. With the kids, but I don't generally ride the water slides there. But my kids absolutely love every single one of them.
Your kids are older kids, I'm assuming.
They are. I've got a 13, 14, and 16-year-old, which is nice.
Yes.
Because you can just say, go have fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to be over here.
I'm assuming no one's took little kids to experience Volcano Bay with them. No, why would you?
No. Yeah, that's no fun.
Well, I will say that little, what's it called? Runamucka Reef.
Yeah.
My kids are actually, they said just like this past time, they said, I wish I could go in there because it's a 40, might be a 48-inch height limit in there, but it looks like a lot of fun for kids.
Because then there's the little one, isn't it, which I think is Tiki Reef.
Yeah,
we don't know. We've got little kids.
Also, do not let those kids fool you because I feel like every time I'm on the lazy river, you know that section where they have the squirt gun squirting the people on the lazy river?
Yeah.
They've got like the best aim and they just follow you. Like, so funny.
Yeah, because that's
really
something we never
out.
mentioned about the Tapu. There's also points around the park where you can let water squirts off, which is so cool. Like,
So
for
cool.
all those people that love those water squirters for Popeye and Blue Toes in Ireland, it's like you are going to be in hog heaven in Volcano Bay. I could probably spend the day just squirting people around the park. It would be awesome. Hope, favourite rides there.
Okay, I don't know if it counts as a ride. I count it as a ride. The Fearless River is my favorite. I could go on that thing all day. It just zips you right along, and it's so fun. And if you get to that one point where the big wave comes and the drums come and everybody kind of screams, I just love that. So I count it as a ride. I don't know if you would, but
I did say we were going to get onto the lazy river and that afterwards, but that's fine. That's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry, Lee.
No, it's cool. Like it's like when we went to Blizzard Beach, the thing we spent the most time on was the lazy river there. And there's something about a lazy, like even a lazy river or a fearless river as they call it. There's just something about them. I think you get big bang for your buck because they're quite long. You know, you can jump on it and stay on, and it's a good way. I'm assuming it's like most of the water that you can hop on and off at certain points around the park. Can you or not?
Yeah.
On both of them.
Yeah. On both.
See, that's what a way to get around the park. It's awesome. It's perfect.
Yeah, if you could plan it out right, you know, you get on the lazy river there, go check in for this ride, then get back on, go around. You know.
Now, is the fast
it's a lot
river
of fun.
slow enough that if you were like, oh, I've passed where I needed to get off there. Oh, well.
It happens. It happens.
Both of the rivers, you don't have to, there's never a wait. So that's nice. So like you're wanting to, if you have a long wait for another ride that you're in a virtual line for, you can hop in either of the rivers and it doesn't ever affect your wait time.
Now, am I right in assuming that do you have to be in a raft? Like a rubber ring, because there's rings, isn't there? But there's also life jackets as well you can put on.
Yeah.
Can you have to have those on though, do you?
The Action River, you wear a life jacket, and the Lazy River, you get in a raft.
Can you?
But you don't have to.
You don't
can
have
just
to
swim it.
In both of them.
You can do that too.
Even in the Fearless one, you can just jump in.
No, the Fearless River, you have to be in a life.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine, that wouldn't be fun. It's like when they go and dredge those nets out underneath the Hulk every night and pick all the sunglasses. Don't be dredging up guests at the bottom of the Fearless River.
Gosh.
It's just again the names are an interesting thing, and which is the one that has the weight limit on it? Is that the drop slide?
Several of them do actually.
A lot of them,
because believe it or not, even the Aqua Coaster has one. Any of the typical like larger raft rides have them. However, I will tell anyone who's worried or self-conscious, I know we probably all are, you won't really be able to see the number unless you turn around, get at a specific angle. They just have you all step on basically a large, it's not like one at a time. Typically, it's at least two at a time. So if anyone's self-conscious out there, just know that.
They do have a minimum weight limit on some of them as well. We were there one time and a couple of girls weren't able to go on one of the raft rides because they didn't weigh enough. So I told them they can take my husband and he would go on it with them so that they could actually go on that ride.
Aww.
That's interesting, is it? So what do they do if you go on one and your group, say there was four of you and it's too heavy, will they split you up? Will they just tell you can't? Or is it a Hagrid situation? Not Hagrid, a Forbidden Journey situation where they shame you in front of everyone?
I assume they just split you up. I mean,
they typically split you. I did see one scenario where someone was turned away, but that's the only time I've seen that is once.
Strange,
I've never seen anybody turned away. But yeah, I would assume they would just split you up.
On most of the rides, they hold 4 to 6, and so if it's a issue, they can just have 2 or even sometimes 1 person go on it.
Okay. It's weird because I know there was one specifically with a weight restriction on it, but they changed it so often when the park first opened. It was like, oh, we've raised it and now we've lowered it a bit. Now we've raised it again. It's like, I don't understand.
Is that those 4 slides in the back that used to be on the raft? Slide down? I've never been on those. They're always closed.
Oh, the Ponga Racers?
Yeah,
I don't know why I remember that name. I never remember the other name.
Because it's an easy one.
Some people got injured on those like early in the park opening, and like they've opened and closed and weight limits changed. I've never actually been on those just because they always happen to be closed when I'm there.
I don't know what it was. I did go on those, and it was funny. I was telling my husband, I was like, sometimes when I go on these like really long body slides, I will like almost stop. And he was like, that's not going to happen. And it happened. So we get to the end and he's like, whew, and I'm just like squirming my way down. I don't know what's wrong with my body or shape, but please, any body shape, come to a water park, enjoy it. Don't be discouraged by this story.
That's the most embarrassing thing that when everyone else is flying past
so
you and you're like, oh my God.
It was so bad.
It's like we did, the only time I've
goodness.
ever been into Camp Jurassic, we did Pteranodon flyers with the kids when they were little, and we went down one of those little tubey
Lucky.
slides thing. Oh my God. Like, I didn't think I was going to come out. It wasn't, I was stuck. We got so far down, and because it goes like a really tight bend round, I was like, I don't think I'm coming out. And you're like, that thing where you, come on, we'll get there eventually. And then Tracy's coming down behind me, and like, this isn't going to be fun. So, you know, a lot of people going to water parks, myself included, have body issues. What's the rules as far as wearing T-shirts or rash vests or anything like that on the rides and stuff? Has anyone had any experience with that?
My husband always wears basically like a swim shirt. It's never an issue for him.
On everything, because I seem to remember, I think it was, I'm sure the drop slides, you can't wear them on.
I don't know. He wore it last
Okay.
time we went, but
If I remember correctly, the slides like oh yeah and oh no, where your body is directly on the slide and not a raft, I think they might have you take the shirt off, but I think everything else you're welcome to keep it on. Because I feel like I remember that happening to one of my friends who was wearing a shirt. And I know if you wear water shoes on the slides where your body directly touches the slide, they'll ask you to take them off every time.
Why? I don't know.
So maybe
you know what? The drop slide. I'm sorry. He didn't go on that one.
Okay.
I was thinking of the oh no, oh yeah.
Right.
I apologize. Wrong
Yeah.
drop. Drop at the end, not drop at the beginning.
But then you still said he went on it with that. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I might have
okay.
changed. I don't know. And it was pretty
Hey.
tight. It's not super loose. So
Yeah, but that's the
Mhm.
whole point of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know, let's be honest, if anybody with any sort of body issues, water parks are not the place you want to be, are they really?
Not exactly.
No, and it doesn't matter. Everyone goes, everyone else is the same. And like, I don't care. They're not. That person doesn't look like me. There's always the muscle-bound meathead. And you're like, yeah, he looks all right. I'll walk around with his shirt off all the time if I looked like that. But I don't. So I'm not going to. Anyone else want to throw in any comments about the rides or anything before we move on to the most important bit of the water theme park? And that would be food.
Oh, there you go.
Anyone? Nope.
I would recommend wearing water shoes because if you're planning on staying there all day, the mixture between sand and concrete, walking barefoot all day, it's like
Yeah.
sandpaper at the end of the day.
And
So
not just
after my
that.
After my first visit, that was one thing I always remember to do is bring water shoes.
Yeah. The sand is nuclear. You'll
Yeah.
see people running through the sand to get to a shaded spot, and then they stop for a second, and then they run to the next shaded spot.
Yeah.
The sand is very hot in the
Wow.
summertime.
Yeah.
I will
Mhm.
say I use those little shoe holders that they have at a lot of the attractions. So I'll just wear my sandals around and then take off
Yeah.
my flip flops when it's time for me to go on. I've never had anyone take my shoes or anything. So I love that. When I saw those, I was like, oh, this is great. I'm not running around. So
You need to
Yeah,
elaborate on them shoe holders.
Well,
yeah.
at the entrance of every ride, there's kind of like some netted, like little cubby area to where
Okay.
I usually wear a hat and they'll make me take my hat off before I go on every ride. And yeah, I've never had my hat stolen or my shoe stolen.
I mean, it's not secured, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you really think someone's going to steal like flip flops? I wouldn't think so. If they were nicer sunglasses, maybe. But yeah, it's just little basically netting, and you can just put your shoes right on there, and then you come that way
Mhm.
when you exit and just grab your sandals.
Yeah, if you want to wear
Mhm.
somebody else's shoes that had their bare feet in them, like it's taking your life into your own hands at that point, pal.
Athlete's foot.
Right, food and beverage is the last thing we want to talk about now. Rachel, food and beverage, because it was one of those things that when the park first opened, the menus, like one of the biggest things that Universal talked about when Volcano Bay first opened was pushing the food and the drink. It was all their posts were all about food and drink, and we covered it tons on the podcast. And then they kind of pared that menu back quite substantially after a couple of months. But I'm assuming popping in and out, Rachel, you've sampled quite a few of the menu items.
Yeah, I've never had anything I didn't like. And in fact, I'm so obsessed with the coconut chicken salad that I've tried to figure out how to recreate it at home. I wouldn't have thought like a chicken salad is what I'd want after a day at a water park, but it's nice because it's in the grab and go section, so you don't have to wait. And I feel like the restaurants are a little slow, especially in peak season. But especially when you've been eating really terrible park food for days on end, the chicken salad has like all these they've got like apples and grapes in it, and
Ooh.
it's really good. I can't quite get it right in my kitchen at home, even though Universal posted a recipe themselves that
Yes.
I've used. It's just still not, you can't recapture the magic. But so that's my absolute favorite, and so I pretty much get that every single time now. But I've had the macaroni and cheese with the jerk seasoned chicken or shrimp. It's shrimp, not chicken, and that's really good. And then the longboard pizzas are, they're pizza, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, they
So
look
those are kind of
amazing.
those are pretty much the ones that I usually stick to.
And the one thing about it is there are different things at all of the different restaurants there. So
That's
like if you
good.
don't see something on a menu that you fancy, keep going around. You're going to find something different at the next one. Everything is different. They have a place where you can get tacos. They have, I was looking around, they have a vegan option at the North Pavilion. It's like a vegan meatball bowl. So, but that was the only vegan option that I noticed at all of the different stops.
Wow, that's interesting because the show that we've just recorded that'll come out next week was all about sort of dietary restrictions and requirements and allergies and stuff, and to only have one vegan option.
I feel like they have a lot of like possible vegetarian options, but maybe not vegan per se. And this place is kind of off the beaten path. You won't notice it unless you're looking for it. It's on the front side of the volcano before the main restaurant area that a lot of people go to. It's called the North Pavilion. It is kind of back in an alcove, but that's where you can find that vegan option.
Okay. Are you vegan, by the way? I will ask that question.
No, not at all.
That's the perfect
I
answer.
like my meat. Yeah. No, but I do have a very picky child who will only eat very limited stuff, and he can always find something there that he likes.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, one thing I will say about when we did do the preferred seating is I do remember the server saying something along the lines of, if you're vegan, vegetarian, let us know. We can always look at additional options. So maybe even not if you have that seating, it might be worth it just to ask a team member.
Yep.
Maybe they can adapt one of the vegetarian options. I'm not sure. But that's something to think about. But we love the food at Volcano Bay. We love it. There's a barbecue sandwich that I love. That's great. That's got like a pineapple slaw in it. We love the longboard pizzas. I also really love the ice cream. I don't know if you guys have had it, the soft serve at the front.
Yes.
No,
it's
but it looks
so
amazing.
good because it's, I normally end up getting like chocolate and vanilla because I'm a chocolate girl, but I'll have some of Danny's. And it's really great because it's a soft serve. And it looks rainbow, but basically it's infused in the soft serve. So as the colors change, the flavors change. So you've got all these great fruity flavors. It's really good, and it's the only place you can get it on property. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
Good.
Very cool.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Because I'm just looking at the restaurants now. So we have Wakawaiwai Eats, we have the Kanuku Boat Bar, the Feasting Frog, which is the taco place, which is I think the place I would be at most. There is the Dancing Dragons. I do believe that's another bar. I find it funny. There's so many alcohol options. I think we've talked about it quite a lot on the podcast. There's a lot of alcohol served at Universal Orlando, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. It's crazy. Kyle, food experiences?
Yeah, the longboard pizzas are a pretty good go-to. I live in South Florida, so I get a lot of different taco places. I have to admit the tacos at the Frog place there at Volcano Bay were kind of a letdown. They weren't up to par for me.
Okay.
So I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, the Bumblebee Man tacos are better than they were there. But I had the barbecue ribs. Those were fantastic. I would definitely recommend those. And yeah, the mac and cheese with the shrimp, I had that before too. That was definitely a go-to. Definitely.
Kyle, I think they said at the Cabanas they have like coconut shrimp or something. Do you remember that?
Not in my experience. I'm sure you could order it, but they didn't have any like as soon as you got there. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. I heard there was like a few like secret menu items, I guess.
Is there?
Like the preferred or the Cabana. So
really?
because I know the preferred, they had like I swear, we still dream of this longboard pizza. So if anybody finds it anywhere, tell me. It was like, it had pork belly, plantains, and like Asiago cheese. Sounds so weird, but it was fire.
That sounds good. That sounds really good.
So good. Yeah.
Well, now I really want to go back to the cabana. I want to try that.
Not for those prices. Wow. I'd want someone to feed me for those prices.
Correct.
Well, I will say if you go in the off season, like in December, I mean, generally it doesn't get super cold in South Florida, but it will get down to like 60. All the pools are heated. Everything is heated except for the aqua coaster. So just go on that last because you'll be freezing after.
Good. I mean, if it hits the temperature when we were over in February in 2020, a water park would not be fun. I have never, ever been that cold in Florida before. It was freezing.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten that cold in later years, but
miserable. I think we've about. Is there anything we should have covered that we haven't? Has anyone got anything in their notes they want to throw out? Because I know people have notes.
Of course I do.
Well, then, Crystal, you can have the floor.
There's one thing I do want to mention is when you talk about wanting to get a cabana, a lot of people want a cabana because they want to get out of the sun. If you go in and you go to the back of the volcano in the entrance of the Fearless River, they have some covered, there's like permanent shelter where you can go and you can get an abundance of seats that are underneath complete shade. Okay. It's not just like an umbrella. It's like a wooden pergola type thing. So if you really, really want to be out of the sun and you want to set up camp, I would go first thing all the way to the back, get yourself a seat there. There's a couple other places that have some places like that as well. So
don't give away my spot, Crystal.
So I mean that's a nice alternative if that's what you want, is just like a shaded spot.
Okay. Cool. Rachel, I know you have notes. Have you got anything you would like to talk about?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you do end up going on a really busy day, and you're trying to ride everything, if you put a little bit of strategy into it, you can certainly get it done. Like I would hit the aqua coaster first on your Tapu Tapu because that ride only gets longer as the day goes. Like I've seen that ride up to like over 200 minutes before.
Wow.
And then just really prioritizing like the rides that, if you're going to do the body plunge or the serpentine slides, like fit the intimidating ones in when they're ride now because people aren't wanting to do them while you're on that really long wait for the aqua coaster, and then that way you're killing two birds with one stone and you're more likely to hit everything in one day.
Absolutely. Hope, Kyle, anything you want to throw in?
Yeah, definitely bring water shoes. That's my one biggest tip. That was my first time. That was my biggest regret. And yeah, if you could get in early, if you're staying on site or you're a pass holder, that extra hour or even 30 minutes will definitely help a lot.
I never wear water shoes. I always walk around barefoot. I'm always like, I'm probably going to pick up a disease of some kind, but we'll figure it out later.
It's not even a germ thing for me. I guess I just have sensitive feet.
Yeah. You got it, Rich. It's called COVID.
Well, yeah. I am a runner, so my feet are, yeah, they're not pretty. So that probably does assist me in handling the heat of the ground.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hope, anything?
No, I would just encourage everybody to visit at least once. Even if you're someone who's been to other water parks or other water parks in the area, it's just a completely different experience. I think, at least for me, especially the first time I went, I was just so surprised at the level of detail, at some of the pluses, like having the Tapu Tapu to hold your place in line, and just little details that I think just make it so different. So I would say if you're on the fence, do it. Go for it. It's worth it.
Absolutely. I think it's a shame because I seem to remember pre-pandemic, wasn't there a time when they offered annual pass holders like a day ticket to Volcano Bay for something like, I seem to remember it being like $25 or something. It was crazy. Like they were doing a pass holder offer, obviously for if you didn't have the 3-park pass, but like for $25 to get into Volcano Bay was like, why not? Just to go for a wander around and something to eat. It's it's stunning. Like I think Crystal's the perfect example. Even if you're not into doing slides and stuff, you can still go and have an absolute blast in there for sure. Yeah.
It was that important to my family that I actually upgraded everybody's pass to a preferred pass this last week, because all the other passes, it had a blockout date. So I was like, well, it's that important. And we went, a couple of times. So I said, well, if you paid for a ticket to go for a day, or just upgrade the passes so that we can go.
Yeah, for definite. Someone was going to mention, obviously you can get express passes. Anyone bought express passes for Volcano Bay?
I have not, and I'm still kind of confused on how it works. Is every ride just a ride now, or? Yeah, I still don't know how it works.
I don't know if it'd be worth it.
No, that's what I was going to ask. If Express works the same as it does in the parks, have you ever felt like buying it would have been to your advantage?
No.
I mean, if it was like under $50, maybe, but I doubt it is. I mean, I've been in during the summer, like it's never been that busy to where I was like, I wish I had an express pass.
I'm going to look up the price of express passes for Volcano Bay. Let's have a look.
I will add something real quick, that if you guys have the photo package that you purchased at the parks, it does work there as well. They have different cameras that are on the slides. You just have to go to customer service and link your Tapu Tapu, and those photos will pop up on your account.
Cool. So a 1 day express for 2 day would have cost you $129.99.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's not worth it, I don't think.
No, you have really no problem getting on every ride that you really want to get on.
And it is only available, it's available on Krakatau, Punga Races, Maku and Puihi, Honu, Ika Moana, going through all the names now, Tonga of Taniwha Tubes and Reiki of Taniwha Tubes, Kala and Tainui Body Slides, and Ko'okiri Body Plunge. So a vast majority of them, but it says, skip the virtual lines at all participating rides and attractions at Volcano Bay. 1 use per attraction. It's interesting that even staying at one of the premier hotels that you don't get express, but you get express pass for the parks, but not for Volcano Bay.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me, because I did ask about that when I was at Portofino, 1%er and everything. and we went to the water park. I was just like, wow, the money people spend and get express for the regular parks. I mean, Volcano Bay, I don't see why it wouldn't be included, because no one really gets express there because it's not entirely necessary.
It would be interesting to see what the uptake of express passes at Volcano Bay would be on a daily basis.
Yeah,
because it's costing them nothing to offer it, so they might as well. Even if a couple of people buy it, then you're still making money off it. But it's such a strange one, isn't it? I've never sort of talked to anyone who's felt like they've needed express pass for Volcano Bay. It seems a bit strange. One last thing I've realised we haven't mentioned, and that is Vol, the spirit of the volcano. Have we all met Vol?
Oh, is that inside the volcano?
Yeah. I'm taking Kyla hasn't then. It's awesome.
I walked it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love stuff like that.
I love it.
Yeah, any sort of interactive element with a real person is. I love that Universal have still added that in there.
I have always meant to, but I can never figure out where the entrance is, even though I've been like 8 times. I cannot figure out how to get into that part of the volcano.
The park is a little confusing at times. If your first time, it will kind of throw you off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Study the map and watch video walkthroughs would be a good idea then. I was lucky I had a tour guide with me, so I didn't have to worry any of that. I just followed along and went where I was told. Cool. I think this has actually been really good. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you coming on, because, like I say, there's only really Chris on the podcast that goes. And he hasn't been for quite a while, and it is one of those things that I do feel sad that we don't cover it much on the podcast. So I really appreciate you guys coming on to share your love of Universal's water theme park. Thank you very much, guys.
Anytime.
And we are going to wrap up this episode as we always do. And I was normally say another Universal is, but I'm going to wrap up with 4 Universal is. This is a new one. We've never done this before. We've never done 4 before. And I've asked my 4 guests to come up with theirs. Carl apparently didn't know until the last minute. So I hope you've got one. But don't forget, if you want to get involved, all you've got to do is let us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less, and try and keep it clean. Alexa Lorero or Zavala. She's Zavala now, isn't she? I am looking at you, girl. And send them to us at podcast@uopodcast.com or via social media, however you want to get them to us. But for this episode, I am passing it over to, who did I say first? Hope, it was you.
Universal is memories, old and new.
That's 4.
Don't count the and. Dang it, I was going to try. I literally have been thinking about this. And all day I've been like, Danny, what about this? And he's like, that's lame. That's lame. And then, wow. Just hit me. It's fine.
I'll let you off.
Thank you.
Universal is heaven on earth.
Universal is my next vacation.
Universal is my whole world.
Cool. That's going to wrap it up. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next week.
That was another episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, the best and only podcast about Universal Orlando on the island. Check us out on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcasts, news, and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your questions, comments, and listener debate submissions to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Join the Producers Club by emailing us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, for all your other theme park news. So until next time, this is Amity 6. Call off the Marines. We're coming home.